Although education is a vital tool for social and economic development and advancement for an individual, the African girl continues to face a series of challenges in accessing education and transitioning from primary to secondary onto high-level education. This, in effect, undermines women's potential to contribute to the national development. From poverty to a mix of outdated cultural practices of female genital mutilation and the pressures of child marriages, the transition rates of the girl child have remained lower than their male counterparts, with a similarly higher dropout rate among girls than boys. Gender inequality is still evident in schools across the counties, and despite efforts to close the gap in basic education, statistics from previous years indicate that girls continue to perform poorly in national examinations than their male counterparts. SIAYA MP Representative Dr. OMBAKA says although girls are as bright as boys, they usually fall victim to school dropouts due to a multitude of challenges, including lack of support from their families. Dr. OMBAKA, who served as a lecturer at Maseno University, says the number of girls who graduate from university every year remains low, despite higher enrollment rates at the lower levels.
You will realize that the boys and girls are almost the same number. If there are 100 kids, you are likely to see 50 girls and 50 boys. So at that lower level, the number is not hugely different. As they move on to Standard 2, up to the end of primary education, up to Standard 8, you will begin to see the girls disappearing.
Dr. OMBAKA credits her ability to complete her formal education to the efficiency of the former school system and the support of teachers, which is a stark contrast to the reality in most rural settings.
Children are learning under difficult circumstances. Others are still learning under trees and sitting on stones. At this time of age, others are suffering from jiggers. This must be removed.
Apart from outdated cultural practices among marginalized and pastoral communities, the plight of the girl child has not been helped by the poor condition of classrooms and ill-equipped schools.
Many of the schools in Marti, Garbatula, Sericho, Kina, Gafarsa, the students sit on the floor. There's nothing completely, even desk.
Poverty, the pressures of child marriages, is a reality. The many girls in predominantly pastoralist communities where preference is given to boys when it comes to education.
They would prefer them to go and get married. So quite a number of them got married, including those who are ahead of me and those who are behind me.
TIYAH, who was the first woman from ISIOLO County to join university and complete her undergraduate and postgraduate studies, is a beacon of hope for many girls from marginalized communities. Without an education or qualification and a growing trend of early marriages and high rates of divorce, many girls are likely to become single parents, further fueling an endless cycle of poverty.
They are less than 30 years old. Some of them are 40. Maybe those who are above 40 are above 40 are few. But you have young, energetic, beautiful girls who have not gone to school, who have children out there struggling.
One of the other major challenges facing the girl child is a monthly menstrual cycle, with each adolescent girl, especially those in rural communities, losing an average of 3.5 million learning days per year.
You not have sanitary towels, then I have to stay at home. You stay for 3 to 4 days at home, and others continue learning. Then I have to use something like mattresses. You say blankets.
Last year in Parliament, I'm a member of Education Committee in Parliament. 400 million was allocated to sanitary towels for the girls in school. The money was put aside. We have been assured that the money was well spent. That is the question we are raising right now. Were the pads bought? Were they distributed? Because many people complain that they never saw the pads.
For women who get lucky to get an education, especially in marginalized communities, finding a suitor can prove to be a big problem.
For those who've done PhD, for those who have first degrees, masters, and they have big jobs like international jobs, many of them are married to housewives.
With little or no education, the opportunities for economic advancement for the girl child are virtually diminished. An untapped potential that hinges on breaking the stronghold of poverty and gender disparity.
The empowered girl, she moves through the world with a sense of confidence and grace.
And the life she leads is of her own creation.
Quietly, yet firmly, she speaks her truth without doubt or hesitation.
Her once reckless spirit, now tempered by wisdom.
She has risen from the ashes and sought to a new plane of existence, unfettered by those things that once posed such resistance. Laviniah Karanja for K24 International Women's Day.